So welcome back. And you survive almost the whole day. That's very good. Anyone that's the first time the meditation? Very good. So good, put a pat on your shoulder saying that you survive almost the whole day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. You're all doing very well. When I went to the monastery as a trainee, not even as an anāgārika yet, for the first 6 months, that's my first. No, I did I stayed 3 days. I only have weekends retreats, so I don't have that many experience. It's tough when I still remember that when I need to go to some telling stories while waiting for everyone to come. So when I'm still training, so whenever I need to drive, that's one of the jobs I have to do. So there is at the time it's a petrol station along 2J Road that we need to go and get petrol a few times a week. Even we know that we're going out, we need to go and get petrol. So whenever I must say, anyone, please someone go to get petrol, I always say, me. Guess what? I want to go out to get sweets or jelly beans because I still got money as a anāgārika or as a trainee. And you stay there, you can't really go out unless you're being asked to go out to do something. So when I'm at the petrol station, I'll buy up all the whatever sweets that they have. Of course, I share with the rest, offer to Ayya Vayama and the rest of the anāgārikas. So that is probably because I eat too much of it, so I'm allergic to the color now. But it's fun, I must say, the naughty things that we do. Right, we better start. So welcome, this is the last, sharing of Dhamma sessions. And then we're going to take a break and then we come back for the Q&A. So we have been through Sila Samadhi. Now we're going to go to Panya. So without knowing it, I used to think that Eightfold Path is so boring. You were talking to a nun that when I first learned the Dhamma, I just say, but it is actually not so boring, isn't it? It's quite interesting. It's really related to our life, the Eightfold Path. So in these sessions, we're going to go through importances for wisdom, Panya. So wisdom, there's 2, right understanding and right thoughts. This is under wisdom. And the understanding is the Four Noble Truths. Guess what? Can't run away from the Four Noble Truths. And however, being spiritual warriors, we have the courage and confidence to follow the teaching of the Buddha and to put it into our practice and put it into our life. And we know about the 3 characteristics of all phenomena, or that in other words is called 3 marks of existence: the dukkha, anicca, and anatta. Dukkha, suffering. Anicca is impermanence, and anatta is non-self. And we have touched upon it in the last section. And we know that samsara is dukkha, that is the first noble truth. We do not need, after we know that, okay, the Buddha say we have faith and confidence. The Buddha say samsara is dukkha, life is dukkha. All age, sickness, and death are dukkha. I'm going to read you a section on the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So we do not need to chase after happiness all the time. And we do not need to run away from dukkha, run away from life, because that's part of life. As spiritual warrior, we don't need to run away anymore. We knew that we know that is dukkha. What do we expect? That we pick up black jelly beans. Anyone get black jelly beans? Anyone try black jelly beans? Is it nice? That's my favorite, actually. I think this is any seed. Someone go to the big jelly bean, the big bad black one. Someone go to purposely go and buy it because I say, someone please go and get it, and no one can find it. I think the black one is especially from the chemist. So there you go. Just allowable, so-called relatively not quite healthy, but you just take one for a low blood sugar. So because of spiritual warriors, we have the courage to be able to see life, see dukkha. And we experience it, we understand it, and we accept it. And we can let go of always want things as the way that we want. It's not, rather than just want things as we want it to be. I don't know, what can I say? Well, we want the war to go away. You know, we want to live forever young. Those will not happen. But we understand it. We are aware of it. And we know that, we're experiencing old age gradually, no matter how old you are. And we know that sickness and death. And we know that there's rebirth. We are no longer afraid of the dukkha because we know this there. Unfortunately, if we are not attain Nibbana this lifetime, we're going to come back again. And so we're going to talk a bit more about it. So I'm going to read out a section on the Dhamma Chakrapavatana Sutta, what the Buddha talk about dukkha, suffering, the Four Noble Truths. And I'm just going to read out exactly from the sutta. Now this is the noble truth of suffering. Rebirth is suffering. Old age is suffering. You can see that it's so good. The Buddha never say that old age is not suffering. Just say, no, deal with it, that's okay. No, it is suffering. Your pains and aches. I met someone on the walk, he is Italian. I think he's turning 80 this coming Wednesday. And he got knee pain, but he still walked one round around the park with the wife and the sister. There's a lot of Italian around the place that the Hermitage is. And he was telling me that it's so realistic. He said, this will not get better. I told him, well, why don't you ask your wife to give you some turmeric and ginger and black, all my naturopath role is coming out. Say, oh, do this. He said, no, his wife is called Grace. Said Grace give him something that to wear around his knee. But he said, this will not get better, only get worse. Then he said, what do you expect? I'm turning 80 next week, which is realistic. But it's still dukkha because the pain is real and the deterioration is real. Okay. Illness is suffering. Death is suffering. Being coupled with dislike is suffering. Separation from the light is suffering. Not getting what you wish for is suffering. In brief, the 5 grasping aggregates are suffering. Now this is the noble truth of origin of suffering. It is the craving that leads to future lives, mixed up with relishing and greed, taking pleasure wherever it lands. That is craving for sensual pleasure, craving to continue existence, craving for non-existence. So whatever we will crave for is dukkha, in short. But sometimes when you know that, wow, it is dukkha, what a relief. It's nothing wrong with us feeling the suffering. It's only the problem when they say everyone is not suffering. and I'm the one who's suffering, then you feel you're being left out. But now everyone is in the same boat. That's what the Buddha say, including the Buddha. Because the body is painful, and when getting old, there's suffering. Now this is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. It is the fading away and cessation of that very same craving, with nothing left over, giving it away, letting it go, releasing it, and not clinging to it. So this is the way that it is, the suffering will cease. Not clinging to it, not clinging to the fact that we want to be young, not clinging to the fact that we can't get what we want. I don't know, you get the food you want for lunch. Is it delicious? Yes? Oh, great. That means you get what you want. I can't use examples. I'll get what I want to. And letting it go. Those are the way that lead to cessation of suffering. Let go of things, just release it. The freedom that you feel. I love that simile. When you imagine that there is a bird that you're holding in your hand, you just let your hand open it up and the bird flies. Do I have time? Can tell you a story. What time do I have? Yes. Who said that? Thank you. This is a story that I have with Ayya Vayama. So when I was a young nun, after the end of the rain ceremony, most of you been to a katina, yeah, and so many people there. So at the time, I'm talking about early years of Dhammasara, there's not that many, probably 100, 150, 200 people there. So we use a specific type of plastic plates. So we wash them and we dry them, and then we will pack them, like 10 in a pack, to get ready for next year. So I, being busybody, always say, yeah, I will help. So I was staying back with Ayya, counting all the plates and pack all the spoon away to recycle them. So we really wash them thoroughly and then pack it nicely for next year. So when we was working in there's a room, in the past it's called nun's cottage. I don't know what is it called now. In the there's also a sangha room. At the time that I use it as office. So we were packing there with this spoon and plates everywhere. And suddenly I heard a noise that looked like something flapping. Right? It's a very distinctive sound that you need to listen to it in order to know what is it. Then me and I just look up to see what it is. Then we found that there's a fly caught into a web, a spider web. So the fly trying to get out from the spider web. So, but the more that the fly flapping the wings, the more that they get caught into the spider web. And to the end, you can, I'm just looking down, up, I can see that the spider is waiting. One is ready, will come to get the fly. And Ayya, she took, it's so vivid in my mind. So she took a chair, climbed up, gingerly took the fly out, and came down, and I saw her. She's very gentle. So she removed the web from the fly's wing, and I saw her holding the fly. Went out, as you can remember the door, the glass door, and they just opened up her hand, and the fly just flew off. That have such an impression on my mind. And then the time I was staying in Jhana Grove for a year, and I heard that sound again. I knew that because it's a distinctive sound when the fly is struggling. So I looked everywhere. I was actually in the nun's cottage in the middle, so not inside the room, the middle where there's chairs and table with the fridge and everything there. So I heard that, and I saw there is a fly caught in the spider web. So, of course, when I stayed in Jhana Grove at the time, Ayya Vayama just passed away. So I spent 1 year in Jhana Grove after she passed away. So Ayya Vayama was in my mind when I heard that sound. So of course, first thing, instinctively, I did the same thing. I took a chair, climbed up, trying to take the fly down, and I saw the spider just looking at me, staring at me, saying, "You took my food away." I was like, "Sorry, excuse me." But I was very trying to honor my teacher, so I was very keen to try to save the fly. So I brought it down. I'm a bit clumsy compared to Ayya Vayama, okay? I wasn't as gentle as she is. I said, "I'll try. I hope I do not break any of your wing or your legs or something." So I tried to open it up. I must say, I was so grateful I managed to do it. And the moment that I took the fly in my hand to the front of the nun's cottage, opened the door and opened my hand, and when I saw it just spread the wings and just flew off, that's the moment that your heart just opened up. You could feel that freedom of the fly. You could feel that how happy the fly is. So that is the, this is some very good indirections, and why I'm telling you that? The letting go, it's just so try it out, anything. You know, sometimes even you caught the fact that you caught the mosquito biting you, let the mosquito go. That feeling of letting the mosquito go, that's in your heart. Feel it, experience it. That is the freedom in your heart. And so I never forget that. And I was so happy to be able to do that. That is taught by my teacher. I just remember what happened. And tell you more stories, but no. Let's go back to here. Next time, you can ask me later. Now, this is the noble truth of the practice that leads to the cessation of suffering. It is simply this noble eightfold path. That's what we have been talking about. That is the spiritual warrior path too. That's what we name it as the spiritual warrior. All of you here, all of us, including me, are so traveling on the eightfold path. And that is right view, right thought, or right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right stillness. That is eightfold path. And I want to tell you, this time is another story. This is a plan. I did talk about telling you the story. I write down, make a big mark that say, remember to tell the story. And this is a story that I heard when I went to, I was still a lay person. And in the monastery at that time, Ayya Vayama always gave a talk at dana time. And I went to offer dana. I could not remember all others talk that she gave at dana time as a lay person, but this is the only one that I could remember. So I can't tell you the story. I'm not going to tell you the punchline. So this is how the story goes. So this is about a worship. I think this story is from, extracted from, so someone cut it out for Ayya Vayama as a story for teaching. So it is from the Reader Digest, if I'm not wrong. So normally we talk about worship, we'll talk about American worship. I'm sorry, this is discrimination. Not intended to be. Let's say it's just a worship. So it's traveling in the sea at night. It is very foggy, and then the captain saw there's a light in front, just coming to a light, sort of a light from far. So, I'm talking about no internet, okay? So they need to send messages. I don't know how they send, either by, I don't know, the telegram or by, I think the signal. You can send signal using lights. So they send a message across, say, hey there, we are on course. This is worship. We are on course of collision. You need to turn the ship to like 8 degrees south. And then this captain received a message back, say, negative. You have to change. Tell the worship, you have to change your directions of your worship to 8 degrees north. And the captain is getting very angry. No, I am the captain of whatever worship. I'm not going to tell you what is before that. I'm the captain of the worship. You have to change your course, otherwise we are heading to collisions. Change your course to 8 degrees south. And then this is come back the message. This person say he is, what is the lowest rank again? Not sergeant, really lowest. Private. Is it the, okay, this is private. Say, I'm private, whatever. Negative. You have to change your course to 8 degrees north. And then the captain's getting very angry. He say, I am the biggest worship in the world. You have to listen to me. I'm the captain. Change your directions to 8 degrees south. Guess what is the reply? Anyone? Thank you. Yes. And this private reply, I'm a lighthouse. Please change your course to 8 degrees north. We laugh about it. I love this. That's why? Because our sense of self, I'm the captain of the big worship. You have to listen to me. This private said, yeah, I'm small, but I can't change. I'm the lighthouse. No matter what you say, you're going to hit the lighthouse and you are going to, the whole ship is going to be destroyed and all the people might die. So you better change. Isn't it like life? Yeah, we're going to tell the whatever sickness we have or old age, I am Ayya Seri. You, sickness and old age and death cannot come to me. Isn't it that's what we are doing in life? That's why we say, well, we know now the sense of self is so big. We, rather than bow down to life, we want the life to bow down to us, to listen to me. That's why we eat organic food and do everything we could, whatever treatment that we come. We think, I'm not saying that you do not look after yourself. Please look after yourself, because that is our responsibilities. I really love that after I passed away, we have this, all the tests that you can do, the government asks you to do. We have this bowel cancer test, we call a pool test, a kit that they send to you. Once you hit 50 in Australia, do you have it in Singapore? Yes. Also over 50 or younger? And now you can even request for it if you are younger than 50. So I said, do I really need to do it? So I asked one of our commission members, she's happened to be a pharmacist. She said, Venerable, your responsibility is to look after yourself. If it is, you did that, you keep on doing what you need to do, and yes, you still fall sick, because when you're sick, they require lots of energy and things from the health system to look after you, treatment and everything. Then you can't say that, nobody can say that you didn't look after yourself. You just do your job, and whatever meant to be, meant to be. So after she said that, I say, yeah, that's right. I just, it do not cost me anything. A bit inconvenient to do the test, but that's it. So that's why look after yourself. Continue to eat your organic food. do whatever, live a healthy lifestyle. But knowing that even whatever we do, the body still going to break down. Like we are not keep on banging onto the lighthouse. I must say, I remember vividly that after I listened to that talk, my penny started to drop. I just say, yeah, I still remember the story until now. So I use it quite a number of times for various teaching because it just stick in my mind so well. So remember that. Sometimes we always say that that person need to change. It's not me. At work or and it's just another funny things. I was talking to someone. They say, I've been doing metta meditation. I do metta meditation for myself. I also do it for my friend. My friend had been horrible. She's so mean to me. So she said, I'm keep on sending her metta and hope that she will change. She'll have metta, so she will not be that mean to me. I say, metta meditation do not work that way. If we are practicing for ourselves, we change our attitude. Metta meditation can lead us to peace, actually, not just to change someone else the way that we want it to be. Isn't we banging on the lighthouse again? And when you practice meditation or use metta as your practice, our heart, our cells become softened. And when we deal with this person, so-called mean friends, hopefully we will deal with this person with kindness and gentleness. And then they might respond with a little bit more gentleness, a little bit more kindness. It's not to change anyone else but ourselves. So it's very interesting that people trying to send metta, hope that you will be better. So the problem is not me, it's you. So I'm doing it for you. So that's the attitude. But it's not the spiritual warrior attitude. Spiritual warrior attitude is practicing ourselves. So instead of the gentleness and the kindness and love in ourselves, then we can deal with whatever situations come our way. But not instead, most people, we just fight, something come, I don't know, I can't think of something disastrous things that happen in our life. I can talk about Cyclone Laurel again. It's going to be the cyclone. So, I can jump up and down. Why is going to happen on the weekend I'm away? Now I don't know whether there is leak roof at the Hermitage. And I can't respond. I can't tell someone, come to fix it, or someone come and help. Because when it is a cyclone, it's the heavy rains, you're not supposed to go out. You need to stay home. So I don't know whether it's anything collapse or anything. So when it is leak, that means over time, the roof can cave in and the floor will get wet. All the negative scenarios that you can come in with, you see, the papancha. So I can't change that situation. So I can't, I can jump up and down. Why me? Why now? I'm coming to Singapore to do something, making more merits, sharing Dhamma, but it got to happen this weekend, not the weekend before. But some people say, oh, it's just good that I'm not there. But anyhow, whatever way do you see it? So it is good to see that the lighthouse is the way that we try to demand life the way that we want it. But that we demand life that cannot offer to us. It is impossible to move the lighthouse. We can, if we say we chant blessings, we pray we can't chant or pray to make the old age, sickness and death to disappear. Can make our heart feel a bit better. we was having a discussion earlier. I went to see someone who's very sick before I left for Singapore. I don't know how she's doing. I haven't heard, so I assume she's still okay. So, but she would like to see, she's a traditional Buddhist. To the traditional Buddhists, they would like to see monastics. And I know this person really well for a long time, over probably closer to 30 years before I ordained as a nun. So I went to see her purposely. So to her, that is, she was very happy and delighted to see me. So of course I offered the refuges and the 5 precepts to remind ourselves, our refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, our determination and declarations of harmlessness. And of course I did the chanting. So that is that's important. And someone say, why you need to do that? It is not magic. It will not change the fact that the person is still going to be very sick and possibly die. But bring comfort to remind the person of the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. Is not to change, pray for the change. Pray for the outcome that's different. We got to remember that, just like meditation. You are not meditate to go into deep meditation so that for the sake of going to deep meditation. But the idea is when you have deep meditation, when you come out from it, you have the insight. Hopefully you change your behavior, your outlook, and really experience and really know that life is dukkha. It's boring, isn't it? It's not. It's what a freedom to know that life is dukkha and we are all going to die. No matter how old you are or we are. And rather than, just like when you're taking out the jelly bean, you just pray and chant, no black one, and take one out. Hopefully there is a red one or orange one. You can't. Whatever you chant, you're still going to take one. Depending on the probability and the karma at the chant. It can be any color come out. Chanting and praying will not change the fact that you would draw out a black one or a white one. While some of us like the taste of it. Remember that I read out the poem? Welcome it. Welcome whatever. Black one, white one, I like the color, pink one or orange jelly bean, whatever color we get. And we just work with it. Which I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Working with what working with what we are at. And I'm going to, so rather than you going to keep on asking, why this is happening, why there's cyclone coming, why there's war, I just about to book my air ticket to Perth for there's a retreat end of the year with Ajahn Brahm. Why the war is going, you see the price is going up. Should I book my air ticket now? Or should I wait for the war to finish? The price might be reduced, but it is unpredictable. As we say, it just like we say the jelly beans, you can eat it, throw it back, or throw it away. So because of dukkha, suffering, impermanence, and non-self, so it's definitely going to change because the war either end or continue, but it can be worse. It can be all gone by the end of the year. So it's unpredictable. So why? But can't do anything. Just book the air ticket if you want to go. So I'm going to share with you. There is a very nice sutra that I really love. It's quite a short sutra. I hope I bring it here. It's called the Crossing the Flood. Let me just Sorry, just looking for the sutra, but I can't find it. That I sort of hope that is here, but if not, I got to say, sorry, read you something else. Yeah, nice. So it's from Samyutta Nikaya, 1.1. Easy to remember, so you can look it up. It's called Crossing the Flood. So I have heard. So this is a sutra memorized or repeated by Venerable Ananda. He got photographic memory. So he heard something, he remembered. At one time, the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's monastery. Then late at night, a glorious deity lighting up the entire Jeta's Grove went up to the Buddha, bowed, stood to one side, and said to him, "Good fellow, how did you cross the flood?" You can see that this deities call the Buddha good fellow. That means the deity is not a Buddhist or not disciples of the Buddha. You will not call the Buddha good fellow. None of us will do that. And it's funny, another distraction. When sometimes I was reading the sutra, I was so inspired. I went to see Ayya Vayama. I said, "Ayya, you see, the Buddha is so clever." She said, "The Buddha is not clever. The Buddha is wise." Which is very true. But I was just so inspired to say, wow, how did Buddha know this? Anyhow, let's continue. "Neither standing nor swimming, good sir, I crossed the flood." So the Buddha said, "I not standing nor swimming, I crossed the flood." But in what way did you cross the flood? Neither standing nor swimming. This is so apt for me, but those of the people in Western Australia, because some places are really flooded. But how do you cross the flood? If you can't stand, definitely, because you're going to can't swim. But how do you? When I must say, it took me some time to reflect on it, because I just had a question: how do you really go across the flood? The Buddha said, "When I stood, I sunk under. When I swam, I was swept away," which is very true. In the cyclone or in the really heavy flooding time, the river was going so fast. You're going to be swept away if you swim. That's how I crossed the flood. Neither standing nor swimming. After a long time, I see a Brahmin fully quenched, neither standing nor swimming. He crossed over clinging to the world. That's what the deities say, and the teacher approve. So I want to talk about that. How do we go across safely to safety if you can't swim? And you can't swim across, you can't stand. But one of the way is just go with the flow. If the floodwater is going one way, you're trying to go another way, of course you'll be swim away. Rather than that, you just go with the flow. If the flow is going that way, you just flow, conserve your energy using our spiritual warrior, our wisdom power. And now, probably we don't swim, just go with the flow a little bit. Imagine that, I think I gave a talk before on about the ducks or the swan. Most of you been to Perth before? Some of you been to Perth? You ever see the swan or any swan? Perth has a beautiful swan, the black swan with the red peak. When you saw it swimming on the river, it's so majestic and beautiful. that like you hardly see the swan struggling, you know. But of course you can't, you know that the feet underneath there is working. So that's what we need to do, is just go with the flow, and we might need to work, so less work to do. And then when it is time, the flood gone, or when we come closer, then we can quickly swim more with our wisdom power and going with the flow of life, rather than struggling, jumping up and down. Just like if the lighthouse is there, you keep on going to the direction. We are not bendable. That's how we never be able to cross the flood. And the end result is, besides we're going to die anyway, on top of it, we're going to have collisions. Basically, we do not get any wisdom, and we're just going to die with all the unwholesome qualities of life. And I really like that particular sutra, and I encourage you to go back and reflect on that. So it's the Samyutta Nikaya 1.1. It's a very small and simple sutra. So because we know life is dukkha, then we will let go. Very important. Let go and just swim. Go with the flow of the waves of samsara. It will take us to old age. We just have to go with it, rather than we spend lots of money trying to do all the surgery and I look at myself, yes, I got more wrinkles now than before, or whatever that we need to do. We look after ourselves, but we don't need to fight. And because we, just like when I mentioned about the flow, we don't need to be like feverishly trying to do something. Because we can't swim, we can't stand, we're trying to do something. Sometimes nothing we need to do. Like I can't do anything. Cyclone is there, and I'm here. I can't do anything to the house, to the property. Even we send out a notice to tell our volunteers, please don't get out to purposely go to the property to check. Your safety first, stay at home. You can go to check after the cyclone finishes. Because nothing you can do. No one can help us. I suppose you can call SES, but we don't want another person to save if this volunteer get caught in the cyclone. So that's why it's important to know that there are lots of times we can't change things. We might as well let it be. That's the wisdom part of it. And then the spiritual warrior. As spiritual warrior, we understand dukkha, impermanence. We know that things can change. Like the first time you're going to pick up your jelly bean, it can be a black one. But the next time can be a pink one. Yes? But you can get the second black one too. Because there is no guarantee. So things can change, can be worse. But how do we deal with the black jelly beans? As spiritual warriors, we need the courage of the practice and patience and persistent effort to again and again, and the gentleness and kindness to ourselves and understanding. It's very important to be gentle and kind to yourself. Even though when we are sick, I keep on reminding people that are sick, be kind and gentle to yourself. If you need painkillers, use painkiller, please. If you need something, do that. I'm not talking about indulgence. I'm talking about, when you are sick or when you need help. Take a pause when you're overwhelmed with your situation. I love to go for a walk. I used to look after Ayya Vayama, even though I'm a 24 hours carer, but I still love to go for a walk. Regardless Sometimes it's hard. I still take my 20 minutes. One round is 20 minutes. So I still will go. Sometimes 10 minutes, they will send me a message or call me back, say, please come back now. I say, I'm halfway. This way is 10 minutes, that way is 10 minutes. So I just ask, you take 10 minutes to come back. So when the things are happening, it's overwhelmed, there is a busyness. One of the things is like, some of you miss out, like as we talked about yesterday, take a pause, stop. Just by going away, I'm not going far, I'm just go for a walk for 20 minutes. That gives us the clarity, give us the space in the situation, and then you just go back to do what you need to do. That is one of the very skillful way. I'm going to read you the highest blessings. Because whatever to give us peace and ease to our mind and heart, and that's the freedom. Even 20 minutes of freedom. And remind yourself that the story I told you about the freedom that the fly felt when it spread the wing and flew off. Even just that, just remember that. And they give us the peace and happiness in our mind and our heart. That gave me happiness. When I was feeling a bit sad because Ayya Vayama just passed away, someone that I looked after for 12 years, and I stayed with her from being an anāgārika all the way until she passed away, 22 years or something. I met her before I went to the monastery to become a nun. So of course I feel sad. But when I saw the flies that flew off, and that's the time that my heart really feels like it's opened up. And that give me a lot of peace and happiness and joy in my heart. And I'm going to read you the Mangala Sutra, the highest blessings. Just a part. I'm going to read you the whole thing. It just say that though touched by worldly things, whatever worldly things that happen in our life, sickness, death, old age, disappointment, fear, anxiety, we don't really like to feel the anxiety and fear, but it's happening. So though touched by worldly things, their mind does not tremble, do not shake, sorrowless, stainless, secure. This is the highest blessing. Having completed these things, undefeated everywhere, everywhere they go in safety. This is the highest blessings. So when I'm talking about this, the end of the Mangala Sutra, talking about someone who have peace, unshaken, whatever happened, a spiritual warrior. Us, all of us here have the opportunity to be the spiritual warrior. All of us here can be unshaken by old age, sickness, and death. I find it is very beautiful to be reminded that. What's the time? Again. I need to finish, but always but, isn't it? I find I want to share something by Mother Teresa. This is her prayer. Of course, as I say, being a nun, I'm interested in anything about nuns, whether they are Buddhist nuns or Catholic nuns. Which is fair enough, okay? You got all the monks come, tell you about all the monk story. So I come, I'll tell you about all the nun story, even Catholic nuns, regardless of whatever religion. And I love that of her prayer. This is this is something that I found, a treasure that I found with Ayya Vayama's collection. She's my teacher, so after she passed away, I went through all her things, and this is one of the cutting that she had in her collection. So I find this very precious. And this is by Mother Teresa's prayer. So don't worry when we say, oh Jesus, I'm not going to change it, oh God, because this is her prayer. Okay? It says, deliver me, oh Jesus, from the desire of being loved, from the desire of being extolled. That means from the desire of being praised. We always want praise. So Mother Teresa said, please release me from the desire to be praised, from the desire of being honored, from the desire of being praised, from the desire of being preferred, from the desire of being consulted, from the desire of being approved, and from the desire of being popular, from the desire of being humiliated, from the fear of being humiliated, from the fear of being despised, from the fear of suffering rebukes, from the fear of being calumniated. I had to check up the dictionary. It says, from the fear of being targeted by a malicious false statement. So bring you down, bring your reputation down. From the fear of being forgotten, from the fear of being wrong, from the fear of being ridiculed, from the fear of being suspected. It is just like our 8 worldly winds. So for the praise and the praise and blame, the gain and loss, and then the pleasure and pain, the fame and disrepute. And Mother Teresa's prayer is, please relieve me from the desire of having all those things and the fear. And just like letting go. I find that her prayer is to me, it's very Buddhist. You can see that as a spiritual warrior. Of course, we have a different structure, but our aim is the way that getting where we are is still similar. It's because all of us want to be praised only. We want to have gain. We don't want any losses. And we want to be fame, popular, want to be desired. But the Mother Teresa say, relieve me from the desire of have all those things. So I leave you to contemplate about a spiritual warrior. I have some final words, not finished. So I encourage all of you to follow the Buddha's teaching and go back to the beginning again. Dhammapada, verse 183. Not to do any evil, to embrace good, to purify one's mind. This is the instruction of the Buddhas. Remember that. And do you know about the Walk for Peace? The monks in America? A lot of you resonate with that. So as spiritual warriors, we walk our life on the Eightfold Path for peace, happiness, freedom, and liberation. That is what our goal is. Peace and happiness in our heart. And then we'll feel the freedom and liberation. So remember I want to say one more thing, is the practice is not just for you, me only. We are not practicing just for me, one person. We are practicing, there's one of the sutra, I'm just going to read out the part. Mendicants, a holy one, or a holy one's training. So we are the try Holy One's training. We want to train, follow the footsteps of the Buddha. Remain in the world. Training, remain in the world for the welfare and happiness of the people, out of sympathy for the world, for the benefit and welfare and happiness of gods and humans. And we are practicing for the future generations, not just for us. And we can continue the Buddha Sasana, make it available for our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. And for us who haven't finished Nibbana, we're going to come back. Hopefully the Dhamma is still here. So that is very important. So make us sort of like feeling that there is a bigger things that we are practicing for. Sometimes we say, I can't be bothered to get up. Can't be bothered to do all these things. But remember, it's not just for us. For all the people that are with us and all the future generations. So I leave this for you to investigate, to contemplate, and you can take the spiritual warrior path deeper and deeper and mature in your life. And may you be able to continue to practice on the Eightfold Path for your happiness and freedom. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Q&A time. So before we proceed with those questions on the paper slips, anyone in the here in the hall have any questions? You raise your hand, I can come over to you with the mic.
Oh, very good.
Thank you, Ayya, for your guidance and for the meditation today. I think we all learned a lot. I was just wondering, right, could you share with us how we can apply to visit your hermitage in Western Australia? Thank you.
You got me by you cannot apply over the internet because I'm the only nun there. So anyone who come, that means I need to do all the work to get the preparation done. So that's one of the reasons why we not putting it on the internet. And so we actually now put it down as by invitation only. So you can come and see me afterwards. I can, or what you can do, can you write into Patacara? There is go to the website. There is an info email address, or you can ask these two. What is Wei and Janice? What is our general email address? If you write to that, and the secretary will forward to me. So yes, I'm the one that unfortunately is doing everything at the moment. So we try to just restrict it to by invitation only. So less work for me. So the committee is very nice. They worry that it's too much for me. They even say, "Oh, do you really need to go to Singapore?" Yeah, but I'm happy to be here. So yes, please write in and remind me that I met you here. What is your name? Sorry, Keith. Yes. Okay. You just tell them that you would like to come and stay, and they will direct the email to me, and you say that you attended the meditation day.
Anyone else with questions in the audience? You can raise your hand. No? Okay, then we'll read the questions on the paper slips.
Okay, I'll read out the question. Hi, Ayya. Thanks for the inspiring talk on spiritual warrior. As a stay-at-home woman, what will you recommend in meditation for a layman, for a meditation routine for a layman, example, a retiree? Thanks.
So as someone who's staying at home and you're talking about you're retired, actually whether man or woman will be the same routine. There is no fixed routine. And minimum, if you can do, a regular practice, twice a day, in the morning and evening, at least half an hour. But if you can start off with even 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. I'm talking about routine. Like whatever you do, you must complete that. So if you can't do it in the evening because you are going to a party or a dinner, then do it in the afternoon. I just can give you some example. I have a few supporters. They are now in their 80s. Somehow in their 50s, they decided that they're going to practice like diligently. So while they're still working, they managed to they did 3 hours of meditation every day. And imagine they just started in their 50s, and now they are 81, 82, 83. They are a couple. So the two of them are doing at least 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, and then with listening to talks, and sometimes 3 hours. So that's approximate the guideline. But to start off with, it's hard to have start with a routine. So to start off with, you can just say, okay, I'm just going to start with 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening meditation. Plus, probably before meditation, you can do your 5 precepts. So that is the starting point. After 1 week or 1 month, you say, okay, I'm ready. I'm increased to 20 minutes. Another month later, you say, I'm ready to go for 30 minutes. And then just gradually increase. Persistent effort is the key. If not, all of us know the story of the turtle and the bunny. They're running the race. You not just run, just go for only 1 month, and then you drop. You don't do it anymore. The best way is for a long term. And as I say, this this couple that I knew, they are now 80s, so it's 30 years. So they're still doing it. They're still doing grandfather, grandmother duty. They will pick up their grandkids from school, but they will make sure they will do their meditation in the morning or evening or in the afternoon, so that they could attend to whatever things, gathering or whatever function they go to. I must say, as a practitioner, they stay away from the rowdy parties, but they still need to go to, traditionally, some of them have, if someone's passed away, they will attend their wake, and then they will go to the talk, 7 days talk or whatever. So they attended to all those things as well, which is also wholesome, but they still make sure they meditate with all those things in the mix. If I haven't answered your questions, you can put up your hand after we've finished reading it and ask again, please.
Question. Dear Ayya, in your practice for Nibbana, what have you found to be the most effective practice to lose the self? Example, offering service to others, reflecting on non-self or 5 aggregates. Thank you.
Both. You need the whole path. There's no magic way. There's no one way. Remember that the practice is the Eightfold Path. Okay? Sila, Samadhi, Panya. You can't just have a service without the practice, without contemplation. It's important to know the suttas. You know that is the words of the Buddha. That's why I read it out. It's not from me, or not Ajahn Brahm say, or this teacher say. It's the Buddha say. That is the most important part. That's why you need to read the sutta. But also you need to practice. Sila, Samadhi, Panya, you need to practice generosity. That's why service is there. That's why I'm here. I also would like to make good karma. Yeah, in order to, we call it turbochargers on our practice. So that is what service is about. So you need to do that too. So you can't just say one thing. You need to have a balance of all three factors in your life. So contemplation is you need to know, read the sutras about it. So please ask me again. So we continue. And then after that, we ask anyone else if I haven't answered your questions to your satisfactory.
Okay, dear Ayya, thank you for the talk. May I know why when doing walking meditation, I tend to have more random thoughts coming in compared to sitting meditation? Thank you.
And sometimes because walking meditation is because of movement, so you're moving. That's why you need to take longer time. Don't just walk for 15 minutes. It's not enough. You might need to half an hour. Normally in a retreat situation, you go from walking to sitting, sitting to walking, because you might not be able to sit forever. I'm someone that I do not like walking meditation as much, so I'll tend to sit more than walking. But some people will tend to walk more than sitting. Do not look down on walking meditation, because there is a lot of ajahns, they walk 15 hours per day on their walking path. That is their practice. You still can lead you to stillness. So the trick is that is continuous practice from walking, sitting, sitting, walking. But sometimes our mind, I can share with you my own experience. I was really agitated. That's when I was in the monastery. So we have our own kuchi, have the walking path in front. At this one time I was really agitated. So I went back to the kuchi. Agitated is an understatement. Very, very agitated. So when I went back, I exercised my restraint, not to say things like I will regret. So I just went back. And I started walking on the path. I can tell that first half an hour, I almost run. Because I was so much irritation and agitation. And then after half an hour, I can see myself slow down. And then for another half an hour, I walk slower. Another half an hour, I was on the path for a long time, 2 hours at least, to really can see my all the irritation start to calm down. So it is a skillful mean that you can incorporate into your practice. So just accept that, yes, there might be thoughts coming out because of movement. So you need to walk a bit longer.
Okay, dear Ayya, I still find it hard to meditate after so many years. Can you advise? Also, if I have difficulty with metta meditation, how do I continue?
Okay, don't worry, continue. Imagine that you have been practicing, all of us have been around for eons. Birth, death, birth, death. So this is not the only life we have. So keep practicing and patient. And remember that the meditation is not just sitting down. Look into your life before you sit down. When you have a lot of busyness, planning, and all the things that's happening in your life, when you sit down, of course, you can't be quiet immediately. So be patient with yourself. Even though your mind might be everywhere, but still sit down. Probably just say, okay, mind, I'm not going to force you onto the breath. I'm just going to sit there and relax. That is your starting point. Just sit there. Have a cup of tea even next to you. Just sit there, not looking at your phone or computer and reading any books. Sitting there as a sort of a point of making a pause, stop, and then gradually move into your meditation. Another way is chanting. Before your meditation, do your iti piso, take the 5 precepts, and then sit even 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and gradually increase to 5 to 10 minutes. But start with chanting. I mean, you're talking about metta, you still can't, sorry.
I still find it hard to meditate after so many years. Also, if I have difficulty with metta meditation, how do I continue?
You probably do need metta. You find that you have difficulties with metta. There is, not this year, last year we did at the Hermitage, we have sessions every Sunday. We spend 6 months, 9 months, go from the stage 1 to all the way regularly. Every week we have metta meditation. Some people don't like it, but that's how you need to be patiently develop the metta meditation. As I say, there's no magic, and you need to put in the effort. And metta meditation is not just meditation, okay? So you need to incorporate the whole in your life. Find way. How do I increase? Remember the right effort? How do I increase the wholesome qualities, gentleness, metta to yourself first? If today you are struggling, don't do it. Go to breath. Or just say, okay, today I'm not sitting. I'm just going to sit down to have a cup of tea. Do something to show that you love yourself. And whatever you do, find some way. And then when you sit down, it's easier to generate metta. Another trick is to use something or some beings that you like. You know, Ajahn Brahm would say use a cat. Some people would like to use a dog. So offer metta to a being that is cute and gentle. You know they're harmless. They will your most loyal friend. You can start with that. Even use a flower or plant. I have someone that at the Hermitage, she got green thumb. But she told me that every day she would go out into the garden, she would talk to her plant. She said, why you are not flowering? The other one is flowering. She just talked to the plant. Unfortunately, she told me she also threatened the plant. If you don't flower soon or don't pull up, whatever, I'm going to do. So she just walked around into her garden. So you do the same thing. Or talk to yourself and say, okay, Ayya Seri, today you don't feel like metta? All right, you can have a drink. I normally don't have sugar. Okay, today you can have a chocolate or have a white jelly beans. I can't have the colored jelly beans, something. So treat yourself. That show metta to yourself first, and then to do chanting. When I stay in Jhana Grove for a year, I have a spot. Someone just sent me the photos recently because I told them that where is my favorite spot, and I have some trees that I love. I still do the same thing. Each time I go to Jhana Grove, I'll walk up to my secret garden. I'll give the tree a big hug, and I'll chant metta sutras really loud. At the time when I stay in Jhana Grove, of course, I will find the time that no one will be around. Then I chant really loud. I think people will hear me, I don't care, but it's in the forest, okay? So do that. Chant Metta Sutra to start off with before your meditation. To chant with your heart, really feel it. When we say radiating kindness, really feel it from your heart, rather than just repeating it. If you still can't do it, pretend that you are a best actor or actress in the world. How do you act up to have the love from your heart? So, what they say, fake it until you make it. So there you go. There's another way that you can do it. So find ways. Then gradually, that's how the practice is about. Find skillful means to encourage ourselves to practice. That's why you got got a jar, someone got to carry all the jelly beans all the way to remind you Hey, matcha is just like all the colorful jelly beans there. Have that in your mind. And each time you sit, remember that all those people sending you good wishes all the way from Perth. Because we all share in the same community. We are just now in the meditation, we share in the same breath wherever we are. So remember that there are people sending you love and give you warmth in your heart. So just find different way to encourage your mind. And this is one of the ways that encourage your mind. You got me and think, how do I make my point? But this is a real simile by Ayya Vayama. If you ever go to listen to the talk, what is the talk? It's similar. She gave a number of talks, and this is simile that I love. I use it all the time. It's not created by me, okay? I learned it from Ayya Vayama. So there you go. Okay, the next question.
Next. Dear Ayya, thank you for the talk. Can you advise what to do if I feel so? What do I do if I feel my kindness has been taken advantage of by others? Thank you.
Actually, you are. One of the things that first of all you can do is remember that when you're offering kindness, it's unconditional. You are making good karma. You are not worried about whether the other person, however way they receive it. But with wisdom though, let's say this person keep on taking advantage of you, like borrowing money, 1,000 today, another 1,000 next week, another 1,000 next week, and never return the money. You got to re-examine, am I really helping this person or helping that person to extend their bad habitual pattern in whatever they do? Why do they need the money? Why can't they go to work and get the money? So that is something that you need to look at with wisdom. But the kindness that you're offering, you're making the good karma yourself. And the person do not receive it, there's nothing you can do. Okay, so continue. Just like I'm teaching here, it doesn't matter whether it's 2 persons come or 60 people or 50 people here. 50 people come. I still did my preparation. I don't know who is going to see here. I offering freely from my heart. So that is, I'm making the good karma. Actually, it's very interesting that Ajahn Sujato, when I first started, when we just bought the property, the Patacara, so I'm just considering what sort of activities that we need to do. So Ajahn Sujato, Bhante Sujato visited. He said to me, doesn't matter, Ayya, just start the meditation sessions or talk or sutta sessions. Even one person, you still teach. Or no matter how many people there, just continue. When we first started, we go from 2 to 7 people Sunday, so 2 people sometimes turn out. And so when I have Ovada, I talk to Ajahn Brahm say, Venerable, even the Buddha only started with 5 ascetics. You got 7. That's very good. You see the perception? So you do the same thing with when you're offering kindness and generosity. It doesn't matter your offerings from your heart, but you do need to look at the wisdom side of it. Just like I say when someone asks me about saying the Patacara, I normally don't make announcement now because I also think, can I manage it to have too many people come that I don't know? So I only say yes sometimes to people that I know, because I have other people who want to come and I don't know them at all. They never come to anything at Patacara, but they want to come there to stay. So I was quite reluctant to say yes to those people. And if you do not know that, because I'm there by myself, so I need to organize your dana. You were there. I got to call tell all these people, say, I have someone here from Monday to Friday. But if you really come, it doesn't matter. I have people change their mind. So I need to call again to tell people to check, say, sorry, I'm the only one there. So I call all these 7 people whatever time that you come, or 5 days or whatever. So I'm mainly to say yes to people that I met. I know that you sincerely want to come and stay, and I know you. But if I know you, you're welcome to come. And don't expect that you come here just to meditate. I'm sorry that you can ask other people. They need to do work, hard work, watering the plants. Okay. Do I answer the question? Oh, you got a long one. Okay.
Dear Ayya, I have a 4-year-old daughter. She had in the past spoken about how she was flying in the sky, having fun, until one day her elders in the sky told her it's time to come down to earth. She said she picked her own name, which means warrior in Old French, and also chose us, her parents, because she saw us and she felt not shy. Recently, she randomly told my wife that back in the sky, she had a little sister called Ellery, and that Ellery said she would come down to find her when she turns 5. A few days later, my wife saw on Instagram that a university classmate of ours had just given birth to a daughter and named her Ellery. Question. I'm not sure how to navigate this situation. I had previously brought her to Dhammasara on 2 occasions to check for affinity, and she was clearly comfortable in that environment. I would like to help her develop in the right environment, and also don't want to be too forceful in shaping her. Seeking your guidance, please. Thank you.
Thanks. Give you goosebumps, isn't it? When after my grandma passed away, I'm very interested in rebirth. And as far as I understand, sometimes the age between, actually it's about 5, 6, probably 4, is the time that people show their qualities of someone that being reborn. I have similar experience with my grandmother, because after she passed away, on the day that she passed away, a few days, my cousins was pregnant with a girl. And so I must say, oh, why don't you go and see the girl and see whether she might have the characteristic of my grandma. I say, no, I want to let her go. Let her have her own life. She might not be, or she might be, but I don't want to identification of my grandma. Just let the person go. So first thing is take note of what happened. It might be truly happened. It might be real. But in another few years' time, just record it quietly. Don't show her. In a few years' time, she might not remember. She'll move on to what she needs to do in her life, okay, according to her karma. Don't forget, we are not just having this life. We will have other lives before that. It just, this life is happen to be some of the causes and conditions ripen. And when you talk about affinity, I would say, do not interfere with that young girl's karma. Just let her live a life. Let her be a young girl. Whatever affinity she has, offer her the opportunity. If I have someone in Perth, the parents also have a girl, so they came for our end of the rain ceremony with this young girl. She's also very comfortable. And the parents say, yeah, we want her to be a nun. And I say, no. If she wants to be a Miss Universe or astronaut, whatever she wants to be, let her be. Do not force upon our idea of what might be the best for her unto her. But you provide, as a parent, the best situation. Lead her to harmlessness. Introduce her to the Buddha's teaching. taught her about the 5 precepts, loving kindness, peace, care, compassion, all those good qualities. Teach her that, expose her to that. Not necessary to be a monastic, and then let her be. Causes and conditions will ripen itself, whatever way that they're meant to be. Imagine that I came from a family, my parents are atheists. And my dad's very happy that I sent me to Sunday school. Not for anything else. It's not that he wanted me to be a Christian, because I'm not allowed to go to the Chinese. I speak very good Chinese and Mandarin, okay, and Cantonese. So he do not want me to go to the Chinese Sunday school. He wanted me to go to the English sections of Sunday school so that I can speak and sing and very fluent in English. So, and then I went to a common school. But I still end up to be a nun. You can say, where did it come from? But my family never restrict me at the time. Even though they don't like me to be a nun, but I still ordained as a nun. So, and you have Ayya Vayama. Well, that's all I can tell you about my experience. Ayya Vayama born in Sydney. And she used to be a Sunday school teacher, okay? And her brother is a minister. That type of minister that they can get married, but he's a minister. But she ended up to be a nun. She actually went to, that's why she kept the prayer of Mother Teresa. She went to India, worked in India. She met Mother Teresa in the convent. And so how did she end up to be a Buddhist nun? So when the causes and conditions arises and ripen, it will happen. And then let it happen. So I suggest not just this particular person, all the parents, let your children spread their wings and let them, as long as they are doing wholesome things, let them go. They might not do what you want them to do, might not be a nun or a monk, but they might come in a big round way to where they when the causes and conditions ripen. If they never be, as long as they live a good life, that's what you want the next generations. And know about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Whether they take it seriously or not is not up to you, not up to us. But you did your job. But you do your job by showing them what is the best way, where is right, what is right or wrong. Any more questions?
Okay, so there's no more written questions. Anyone with new questions here or supplemental questions? You can raise your hand. Anyone? No? Okay, let's say sadhu 3 times.